Welcome to the land of Tanzania. Imagine you could stand on the edge of a smoldering volcano and then step down into lush green coffee hills all in one day. That is Tanzania, where adventure and nature blend as one. A country in East Africa famous for its unspoiled beauty, rich culture, and enchanting natural wonders. Tanzania covers an area of nearly 945,000 square kilometers and is home to Mount Kilimanjaro, standing 5,895 meters tall, the roof of Africa. It is also the cradle of humankind, where the Olduvai Gorge preserves fossils more than 2 million years old, revealing the earliest pages of human history. With more than 120 ethnic groups living together, all united by the Swahili language, Tanzania is a vibrant cultural tapestry in which the Maasai people stand out with their unique traditions. Nearly 40% of the territory is protected as national parks and reserves, home to countless rare species such as the red colobus monkey and the Pemba flying fox. In addition, this country is one of the largest coffee and tea producers in Africa. Gaining independence in 1961, Tanzania opened a new journey of development, where the past, nature, and people create a wondrous symphony together. Before beginning the journey to explore this land, let's answer a small question together. Tanzania is also known by which of the following names? Lake Natron. Hidden along the northern border of Tanzania, this crimson lake appears like a raw gem amid the land of ancient volcanoes. Its distinctive red color comes from microscopic algae that thrive in the highly alkaline water, where the pH can reach 10.5 and the temperature rises to about 60 degrees Celsius, making it one of the most extreme ecosystems on the planet. The lake's unique chemical composition is formed from volcanic ash rich in sodium carbonate and various minerals, creating the compound natron, once used by the ancient Egyptians in the mummification process. Despite the harsh natural conditions, the lake remains a crucial breeding ground for the lesser flamingo, with as many as 2,200,000 individuals gathering to feed on spirulina algae, their main food source that also gives the water its magical red hue. Their simultaneous appearance creates one of the most spectacular natural scenes in all of Africa. Surrounding the lake is the active volcano Ol Doinyo Lengai, whose ashes continually influence the lake's unique chemical makeup. Stone Town. Like a living museum on the western coast of Zanzibar, this place preserves centuries of cultural convergence. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Old Quarter once served as a crossroads of influences from Africa, Arabia, Persia, India, and Europe. A maze of narrow alleys winds past hundreds of intricately carved wooden doors, each one a symbol of its owner's wealth and social status in ancient times. The architecture tells the island's story through coral stone buildings, finely crafted balconies, ancient sultans' palaces, and merchants' mansions. The most prominent of all is the House of Wonders Beit al-Ajaib, the tallest building in Zanzibar, with columned verandas, and the first structure on the island to have electricity and an elevator. Nearby stands the Old Fort, built by the Omani Arabs in the 17th century, still towering as a testament to a turbulent past, once a fortress against the Portuguese and later used as a prison. Serengeti National Park. In northern Tanzania, a sea of golden grasslands stretches across nearly 15,000 square kilometers, creating an endless, boundless landscape. The name Serengeti comes from the Maasai word Seringet, meaning the land that never ends. A perfect description of its majestic immensity. This vast plain serves as the stage for the Great Migration, a spectacular natural event where more than 2 million wildebeests and zebras move in a circular pattern throughout the year, forming living rivers that can stretch up to 40 kilometers long. The park is divided into distinct zones: the Serenera Valley with its acacia-dotted savannas, the western corridor along the Grumeti River, home to giant crocodiles, and the northern plains merging with Kenya's Masai Mara region. Here, the Mara lions often live in unusually large prides, sometimes exceeding 30 individuals, drawn by the abundance of prey. Across the landscape, ancient granite outcrops known as kopjes rise from the plains, serving both as lookout points for predators and as shelters for smaller creatures. The Serengeti ecosystem is so precious that it is protected through a network of national parks and nature reserves spanning both Tanzania and Kenya. Materuni Waterfall. Hidden at the foot of the majestic Mount Kilimanjaro, this waterfall plunges from a height of about 80 meters into a shimmering emerald-colored pool below. Located in the land of the Chaga people, who have lived and farmed on these fertile volcanic slopes for centuries, the journey to Materuni takes visitors through lush coffee plantations, where clusters of ripe red berries grow beneath the shade of green banana trees. The locals still remain faithful to their traditional coffee processing methods passed down through generations. The water flow of the falls changes with the seasons during the rainy months. The cascade roars powerfully, creating a majestic spectacle, while in the dry season, it softens into a silver ribbon falling into a deep green pool, perfect for swimming. The cool waters originate from the slopes of Kilimanjaro, nourishing the lush forest that surrounds it, home to many bird species and small primates, especially the black and white colobus monkeys. The fine mist created by the falling water forms a humid microclimate that allows ferns and orchids to flourish all year round. Ngorongoro Crater. Known as the largest intact volcanic caldera on Earth, it was formed when a massive volcano erupted and collapsed into itself about 3 million years ago. This enormous depression, nearly 20 kilometers wide and about 600 meters deep, creates a magnificent natural amphitheater often described as the Garden of Eden of Africa. On the crater floor lies a harmonious blend of grasslands, swamps, forests, and the shallow alkaline Lake Magadi, where flocks of flamingos gather to tint the water pink. The area's remarkable biodiversity supports around 25,000 large animals, making it one of the densest concentrations of wildlife in all of Africa. Unlike the Serengeti, most of the species here are permanent residents, including one of Tanzania's last remaining populations of black rhinoceros. The high crater walls act as natural barriers that protect the wildlife within, though elephants and giraffes occasionally move in and out with the changing seasons. The Maasai people continue to graze their livestock alongside wild animals, preserving traditions that date back to before the area was designated as a conservation site. What makes Ngorongoro truly special is the rare coexistence of top predators, lions, leopards, and hyenas, sharing the limited space of this natural basin. Tanga City. Located on the northern coast of Tanzania, this ancient port city has been a crossroads of history for centuries. The name Tanga originates from the word meaning to sell in many Bantu languages, reflecting its deep maritime heritage as a once thriving trading hub. Tanga's architecture tells the layered story of its colonial past. German-built structures stand alongside British administrative buildings, while traditional Swahili houses still line the old neighborhoods. The port of Tanga, naturally sheltered by Tanga Bay, once played a crucial role during the spice trade era. Not far from the city lies the Amboni Caves, the largest limestone cave system in East Africa, formed by ancient seawater. Inside the caves, archaeological traces of human habitation dating back thousands of years remain, and they are still regarded as sacred sites in local spiritual life. Surrounding the city are vast sisal plantations, remnants of the German colonial period, when Tanga was once the world's largest exporter of sisal fiber. Along the coastline, traditional fish markets remain lively as they have for centuries, where wooden dhow boats dock each day with fresh catches from the sea. Tarangire National Park. Spreading across the wild plains, this land is defined by its giant baobab trees, some over 1,000 years old, their massive trunks rising like ancient guardians of nature. The Tarangire River meanders through the park, serving as the lifeline of the region, providing precious water during the long dry season from June to October. This river attracts countless wild animals, forming one of the largest gatherings in Africa, including massive elephant herds with more than 300 individuals often seen congregating along its banks. Tarangire is also known for its rare tree-climbing pythons, which are often found coiled upon the branches of giant sausage trees. The landscape is dotted with countless termite mounds, some reaching up to 4 meters tall, serving as natural lookout towers for small predators such as mongooses. The park's marshes remain lush year-round, providing a haven for more than 550 bird species, including the marabou stork, the largest flying bird in Africa. Amid the ancient Baobabs, the Tarangire grasslands transform spectacularly with the seasons lush and green during the rains, and glowing golden when the dry sun returns. Kendwa. Stretching along the northern coast of Zanzibar, this beach is a pristine strip of fine white coral sand, almost untouched by the tides that affect many other shores of the island. The sea here maintains a steady depth throughout the day, offering ideal conditions for swimming in the crystal-clear turquoise waters of the Indian Ocean. Unlike the beaches on the eastern side, Kendwa faces west, giving visitors breathtaking sunsets where traditional dhow sails glide across the golden horizon. This orientation also shields the beach from the strong monsoon winds of the Kusi season that sweep the eastern coast. Just a few meters from the shore, coral gardens begin to unfold beneath the surface, where colorful tropical fish and starfish move gracefully through the clear waters. Local fishermen continue the age-old tradition of setting sail at dawn on wooden dhow boats, whose designs have remained nearly unchanged for centuries. The beach's fine sand is actually composed of countless tiny coral fragments, polished smooth by the waves over thousands of years. When night falls, the water glows with the magical shimmer of bioluminescent plankton, creating a natural light show across the gentle waves. Moshi and Kilimanjaro. At the foot of Africa's highest peak lies the vibrant town of Moshi, the gateway to Mount Kilimanjaro, which rises 5,895 meters above sea level. Its bustling streets are filled with mountain guides, coffee traders, and farmers, making Moshi the coffee capital of Tanzania. Mount Kilimanjaro is actually composed of 3 extinct volcanoes: Kibo, Mawenzi, and Shira. Among them, Kibo is home to the famous ice-capped summit, although the glaciers have retreated by more than 80% over the past century. This massive mountain creates its own microclimate, maintaining humidity for the surrounding tropical rainforest and forming 5 distinct ecological zones from dense forests at its base, through the heathlands, alpine desert, and up to the icy summit above. At the lower slopes, coffee plantations stretch across the fertile basaltic soil, where beans are cultivated at the ideal altitude. The Chaga people have settled on these slopes for centuries, developing intricate irrigation systems to support agriculture. At sunrise, sunlight reflecting on Kilimanjaro's snow-covered summit creates a breathtaking spectacle known as the Crown of Africa. Though located near the equator, the peak remains snow-capped year-round, even as this eternal ice gradually recedes due to global climate change. Before moving on to the next journey, let's test your knowledge with a quick question. Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in Africa, is made up of how many volcanic peaks? Dar es Salaam. The largest city in Tanzania lies along the tranquil shores of the Indian Ocean, where the past blends seamlessly with the present as modern skyscrapers rise beside old German colonial buildings. The name Dar es Salaam, in Arabic, means haven of peace, reflecting its origins as a small fishing village before becoming East Africa's most important seaport. At the heart of the city stands the bronze Askari Monument, honoring the African soldiers who fought in the First World War. Not far away, the Gothic-style St. Joseph's Cathedral lifts its bell tower above the bustling streets. The Kariakou Market, built by the Germans, remains a lively trading hub offering everything from spices and handicrafts to colorful textiles, while along the waterfront, the Kivukoni Fish Market comes alive each morning as wooden dhow boats arrive with the day's fresh catch. The architecture of Dar es Salaam tells a story of multicultural history through its neighborhoods, Swahili houses in Kivukoni, Indian temples in Upanga, and sleek glass towers in Oyster Bay. It is also the birthplace of the Tinga Tinga art movement, known for its vivid, colorful paintings that have become a signature artistic symbol of Tanzania across the world. If you're enjoying this stunning view, don't forget to share the video to spread the wild beauty of Africa to even more people. Lake Manyara, an ecological gem where groundwater forests meet an alkaline lake. The area surrounding Lake Manyara stretches along the western escarpment of the Great Rift Valley, forming a unique ecosystem where land and water intertwine. The park is famous for its tree-climbing lions, a rare behavior in the wild, perhaps to escape the heat or to survey their territory from above. The groundwater forest around the lake also holds the highest density of elephants per square kilometer in Africa, while troops of olive baboons numbering in the hundreds roam through the canopy in search of food. The lake's surface area changes dramatically with the seasons during the rainy months. It expands to more than 200 square kilometers, while in the dry season, it shrinks to reveal vast white salt flats that glisten like a giant mirror under the sun. Thousands of flamingos gather here, forming vibrant pink bands along the shoreline as they filter tiny algae from the alkaline waters. The lakeside forest also boasts the highest density of hornbills in Africa, their resonant calls echoing through the lush green canopy. Near the southern end of the lake, bubbling hot springs continuously rise, a vivid reminder of the region's ancient volcanic origins. Nungwi Beach. Once a bustling fishing village, this place has transformed into a tropical paradise at the northern tip of Zanzibar, where two ocean currents meet to create calm, turquoise waters. Thanks to its special location at the island's edge, the area is barely affected by strong tides, allowing visitors to swim in the Indian Ocean throughout the day. Traditional boat building remains alive here, as skilled craftsmen use ancient techniques to construct wooden dhow boats entirely by hand, without blueprints or modern tools. Just behind the beach lies the Materuni Marine Turtle Conservation Pond, which rehabilitates injured turtles before releasing them back into the ocean. As the sun sets, the horizon fills with white sails drifting across the water, a peaceful, iconic scene of Zanzibar. The nearby coral reefs form a natural aquarium, where clownfish and angelfish in brilliant colors swim among the crystal-clear shallows. In the shallow coastal waters, local women still cultivate seaweed when the tide recedes, continuing a centuries-old tradition deeply connected to Zanzibar's coastal life. Arusha. Located exactly halfway between Cairo and the Cape of Good Hope along the historic Cape to Cairo route. This city holds a strategic position near Tanzania's major national parks, making it the administrative center of the East African Community and the former headquarters of the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda. The famous Maasai Market showcases the country's rich cultural diversity. Vibrant fabrics and intricate beaded jewelry tell the stories of many different tribes. The clock tower in the city center was once believed to mark the midpoint of Africa, lying precisely on the line connecting the Cape of Good Hope and Cairo, though modern measurements have since disproved this theory. Arusha is also home to the Tanzania Natural History Museum, which preserves specimens documenting discoveries about the ancestors of humankind found in the Olduvai Gorge. The surrounding area is covered with lush coffee plantations, where Arabica beans thrive in the fertile basaltic soil at the foot of Mount Meru. Zanzibar. This archipelago is famous for its dazzling coral gardens, especially around Mnemba Island, where more than 500 marine species thrive in the clear blue waters of the Indian Ocean. The island's architecture reveals its rich historical layers. Ancient Persian baths stand beside Indian merchants' mansions, while the intricately carved wooden doors in Zanzibar style reflect a fusion of African, Arab, and Indian artistry. At the heart of the island lies the Jozani Forest, home to the rare red colobus monkey, a primate species found nowhere else on Earth. Offshore, traditional dhow sailors still follow the ancient sea routes, continuing the centuries-old triangular trade network that predates European exploration, a living testament to Zanzibar's enduring maritime heritage spanning millennia. Morogoro. A peaceful city nestled at the foot of the majestic Uluguru Mountains, where towering peaks create one of Tanzania's most spectacular natural landscapes. The name of the mountain range comes from the Uluguru people, who have cultivated the slopes for generations using sophisticated terraced farming techniques. Morogoro is considered the agricultural heart of the nation, with vast sisal plantations stretching across its fertile plains. The city's agricultural research institutes have contributed to the development of drought-resistant crop varieties, making it a leading center for agricultural innovation. The Uluguru Nature Reserve is home to many rare endemic species, such as the Uluguru bushrike, found nowhere else on Earth. The city still preserves the old railway line built by the Germans, along with its vintage station, a symbol of its colonial trading history. At local markets, fresh produce from the mountains is sold in abundance, while traditional irrigation systems that date back centuries continue to function effectively. Sokoine University of Agriculture, one of East Africa's leading institutions, continues to drive research and innovation in sustainable farming. Tanzania is not just a destination, it is a feeling. It is where you can gaze upon the cloud-kissed summit of Kilimanjaro, listen to the whispering winds sweeping across the Serengeti plains, or watch a crimson sunset fade over the turquoise sea of Zanzibar. Every scene, every breath in this land lets you feel more deeply the heartbeat of the earth, wild, free, and full of life. Thank you for joining us in exploring Tanzania, a place where time seems to slow down so we can truly live, feel, and marvel. We hope this journey has inspired you to step beyond your comfort zone, to venture out and touch the unseen. If you are searching for a place to awaken your soul, let Tanzania be your next destination. Hit like, share this journey, follow our next adventures, and together, let's spread our love for this extraordinary planet, where every step leads to a new wonder